When we first saw the red glow of Gotham's skyline and Matt Reeves, the Batman, we knew we weren't getting the usual cowl formula. This wasn't superhero storytelling as we'd come to expect. It was darker, more grounded, and more emotionally complex, a murder mystery drenched in rain, fear, and a brooding young Bruce Wayne, still lost in grief. So naturally, when Part 2 was announced, fans lit up with speculation. Would we face the Joker as the main villain? Would Hush or the Court of Owls step from the shadows? Was Gotham about to unravel completely in the kind of cinematic chaos only Batman stories could deliver? The theories came in fast. The teasers were dissected frame by frame. But when the first teaser for the Batman Part 2 dropped, what we got instead wasn't chaos or a villain reveal or even a classic superhero moment. It was something intimate, quiet, almost unsettling. Because instead of offering us a look at the next threat Batman would face, it showed us a deeper wound. One we didn't even know was there. The kind of wound that doesn't bleed on rooftops or scream through clown smiles, it bleeds in silence. In memory, in legacy. And it changes everything. The teaser doesn't open with an explosion or a shadowed city. It opens with stillness. A home video-style clip grainy, filmed like a memory too painful to look at, but too honest to delete. A birthday cake. A child's uncertain laughter. The soft sound of someone singing. Then it cuts. Darkness. That's when we see Bruce, not Batman. Not a masked hero, brooding in the night. Just Bruce. Sitting alone in the Batcave, not doing anything. Heroic dash, just ... sitting. And that single quiet image does more to shake us than a dozen chase scenes ever could. Because for the first time, the footage isn't asking us to look at Bruce Wayne, the man on a mission. It's showing us Bruce Wayne, the man who's slipping. The voice we hear next belongs to Alfred, not commanding, not advising, but trembling slightly, as if breaking for the first time. You can't hold this city together if you're falling apart. That line lingers. It echoes through the rest of the minutes that follow. Because this isn't just a sequel about Gotham's condition. It's a sequel about Bruce's dot. As the teaser continues, it becomes clear that something has changed. This isn't the beginning of a hero's next chapter. It's the continuation of a man's unraveling. We hear far more lines about family. Grief, silence, emptiness. Things most superhero films race past in favor of spectacle. Instead, Reeves drops us even deeper into the psychology of his Batman. There are scenes of Bruce at Wayne Manor, not in action, not fighting crime, but walking through dark corridors like a ghost. There's dust on the table, portraits covered. A family photo is shattered on the floor. We see reenactments of hospital rooms, records being opened, a funeral with no mourners. These are fragments, hints, but they're enough to build a larger picture than most of us were prepared for. Whatever Bruce is searching for, it's not about the Riddler or Joker or vengeance. It's something much more personal. Something buried in the legacy of the Waynes themselves. And then comes the photograph, just a couple of seconds on screen. An old, weathered black and white photo in Bruce's hands. It's almost too blurry to make out, but what's visible changes everything. Two men in military uniforms shaking hands. One is clearly a younger Thomas Wayne. The other, unknown. But between them, there's a child. Someone, not Bruce. Someone else, and that's all it takes. Within days, fans start pulling theories together. There's talk of a secret sibling, a child left behind. A conspiracy tied to war, to corruption, maybe to mental illness or experiments. Suddenly, all the big cinematic questions about the next villain are replaced by something more haunting. What if Bruce Wayne was never told the truth? What if part of his legacy has been erased, or worse, lied about? Matt Reeves has said this version of Batman is built on the idea of someone searching for meaning. So what happens when the meaning you cling to for your sense of justice, morality, even your identical lapses? That question becomes the heart of Part 2, and it's clear Bruce may not be facing a supervillain this time. He might be facing something nobody can punch. Truth. There's something devastating in how this teaser treats Batman not as a solution, but as a symptom. Bruce didn't become Batman because he wanted to bring light to the world. He became Batman because he couldn't live in the dark alone anymore. He became Batman to build order out of emotional chaos. The anger, the pain, the helplessness. He wrapped it all in that emblem on his chest. But now, that armor isn't working. We see it in how worn it looks. The Batsuit, once sleek and intimidating, is now scuffed, torn at the shoulder. Bruce wears it like a burden. There's even a moment where he winces as he puts the helmet on, as if the cowl hurts now, as if it's less a symbol and more a cage. We're watching someone who can barely keep being himself. And here's the twist. That's the real danger. Not the masked enemies rising from the underground, but the man himself, unraveling from within. We've never seen Bruce this human, and that's what makes this so magnetic. It whispers instead of shouts, it shows rather than tells. Because every close-up of his cracked knuckles, every frame where he hesitates to speak, or rests his forehead against shattered glasses, another look at a man running out of emotional air. And in the few glimpses we do get of action, it's not filled with triumph, it's reactive. We see Bruce lean against a wall in an alley, breathing hard, blood dripping from his nose. Not heroic, just trying to stand up again. It's a kind of moment where you're reminded that under the symbol, under the KPs, still someone trying to survive. There's a beautiful brutality in that. Real heroism lives there, in the quiet effort to keep going when everything inside you says, stop. One of the most gripping scenes in the teaser is brief. Bruce walks slowly through what looks like an old wing of Arkham Asylum. A flickering light reveals writings on the wall. But these aren't from inmates, they're from someone else. They're in chalk, almost childlike. Messages like, I miss her too, and they never told me I mattered, written over old peeling murals. As he walks down the hall, we see him stop at a door. He rests his hand on it. And for a moment, just a second, he whispers, Brother. We don't see who or what is in the room. The scene cuts away before answers come. At that moment, flips everything. Is it real? Is it guilt? Is this new reveal part of his family's hidden past? Was he always looking for vengeance in others because he never had peace with himself? The trailer never confirms. It only raises questions. And that is its genius. We're used to trailers giving us answers. The tease of a villain's silhouette, a new costume, a bigger vehicle. But the Batman Part 2 refuses to play by those rules. This tease is built like memory. Unclear, emotional, scattered, but personal. It touches you in the way old photographs and whispered apologies do. And by the time it ends, we're not wondering which villain Bruce will fight. We're wondering if Bruce can even survive whatever truth is about to be uncovered. The final scene shows him walking away from the bat signal. Not toward it, away, first. He takes off the cowl in the rain, sets it down. Not in the cave, like a weapon being stored, but in public, like something being left behind. As if Batman, for the first time, might no longer be the answer. And that's when the last line of the teaser plays. A voiceover from Alfred once again. If you disappear into the mask, there may be nothing left when you take it off. The screen cuts to black dot and just two words echo in stylized text across the screen. The question? No release date, no villain reveal. Just that phrase. And now, the fanbase is shaken with one collective thought. What does it mean? Maybe it's thematic. Maybe it's literal. Maybe the question refers to the existential pain Bruce carries. Or maybe it's also the name of a lesser-known DC character fated to appear. But in the end, the most important question isn't about who's fighting who. It's one Bruce has never truly answered. Who is he without the mask? And are we about to find out? This isn't what we expected. It's something far more powerful. A story about identity, legacy, and emotional survival in a world where wearing a mask doesn't just hide who you are, it keeps you from remembering it. What Matt Reeves is doing isn't just redefining Batman again. He's rebuilding Bruce Wayne from the inside out. Not as a savior, not as a shadow, but as a man in pain, finally brave enough to ask who he really is. And in this kind of story, the greatest twist isn't discovering your enemy. It's realizing it might have always been you